really not 4, it's 7. I just want to see how y'all were actually gonna act. But I'm a boss at the end of the day.
Lying about the amount of kids you have shows that it's an actual issue. Describe, let's talk about it.
Kids, but I take care of them, so I don't need that help.
Let's go ahead and drop the number of kids. How many we got?
I have 4. Y'all know it's really not 4, it's 7. I just want to see how y'all were actually gonna act. But I'm a boss at the end of the day, and I can handle all of that, be here, plus pay all my bills.
Now, obviously there's a problem here. If you have to lie about the amount of kids you have and you say it's a 4 because you don't want to drop, or wait until you drop to say someone says 7, yeah, then we started this whole thing off with a lie. Even if I would say, okay, 4 is cool, and then you said, no, I actually have 7, I don't think that you're a truthful person from the rip. Also, trying to make it okay, trying to make things seem like it's okay because you do things like an adult should do. You have 7 kids, you take care of your 7 kids, you can provide for your 7 kids. I would hope at the minimum that was the plan, that you would have the amount of kids that you have, you could actually take care of them. Now, we'll hold all that to be true. You can't shame men. You can't be upset at men because they say they don't want to walk into a situation like this. 7 kids is excessive today, where the amount of kids that families typically have, or people typically have dropped down to 2, maybe 1. You have a 7, that sounds excessive. That sounds to us as if you're making certain decisions we would not have made, and now you want to carry that forward. Great, you take care of them, but that does not remove the complication of you having 7 kids. Before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. We're still going strong, still doing 2 a day. We got June till we keep up that discipline. We got live stream coming up Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. Be there. It's always more fun when you guys are in the chat. That's what we call it, Subscriber Sundays. So hope to see some new faces in there, and shout out to all the old ones that always show up. We always have a great time. So listen, this is a very simple concept for men. The more kids you have, the more complex the situation is. People don't tend to want to have complex relationships. They don't want to look at you and they don't want to say, okay, I'm going to be demoted to 4th, 5th, this place, probably 9th in the family, in the household. Forget about the number of baby daddies that are now going to have influence into your life. And we understand, right, women, I'm giving you the credit for here, that some of your baby daddies are just crazy. They're aggressive, they're dangerous, right? That's why sometimes when you ask about a woman with kids, with children, say, what's up with the baby daddies? How active a role does this person have? What are they doing with their life? Oh, they're in jail, they're locked up, or they're locked up forever. Okay, this is a bit more palatable. They're not really active fathers, kind of a bum. Okay, also a bit more palatable. But when oddly, when you have a man that is very active in his child's life, yeah, that's a negative and positive, because he could be very active in our lives. If I'm supposed to take over, if I'm supposed to be part of these children's lives, then I'm going to have to deal with this man as well. Most men are saying, okay, I don't want to deal with that. And that's 1 kid, 2 kids. Now you're saying you have 7. But we get back to the very, very beginning. The fact that you're lying about it means that it means something. That you can acknowledge that it means something, that the amount of kids you have in your life is excessive. For most people, if they're popping at 4, they're definitely going to pop at 7. You have to find someone that is, and this is not to say that there's not someone out there that believes in that likes that's wouldn't think of that, because hopefully, right, if you just look at your track record, someone did it when you had 5, someone did it when you had 6, right? So it's not as if these men don't exist. That's why a lot of times people say, just get back with one of your baby daddies who kind of sees this entire thing they got and has some skin in the game. Get with him, or get with the next man you meet. Don't give him a kid. But when you take these dating expectations, these ideals, and you go into the big, wide dating world, dating pool with this, a lot of us gonna look and say, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And why should I now be the one that has to clean up this? Even when you say, right, and we're being realistic here as people, even when you say, I take care of all these kids, they're my responsibility. There's no way that I'm in your life that some of that responsibility, some of that financial load won't eventually fall upon me. If, say, for something very simple, we need to eat. We need to eat. That grocery bill shoots up. You need to have a proper place where you can take care of all these children. How many bedrooms do you need for 7 children? How many of these kids are actually in your life under your care? So what type of living situation are we looking at? If you think it's expensive to buy a house now, we're talking something as a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, maybe a 4 and a 2. Now we need what, 9, 10? How many 10 bedrooms do you see that's not considered a mansion? What is the living situation supposed to be like when you have this many people under one roof? That's a huge complication. Okay, what about future planning? What about college? What about schools? What about supplies? The more load that you have to dedicate of your money, the more you have to dedicate to your kids, the less we have to dedicate to us. And if I have to basically, put in more, that's because you are running at a deficit or damn near even. So anything that we want to do, vacations, we want to enjoy ourselves, we want to go out to eat, there's a high likelihood that cost is now super duper inflated. This is kind of why people don't have so many kids. If things are expensive for you as a single adult, how are things supposed to be when you have multiple kids living with you? Even if we run the assumption that the majority of those kids don't live with her, we understand that it's still going to be completely expensive, especially if you're coming from a different standard of living. You don't really see a lot of people that are filthy rich, that are bosses, as he quoted, and that are living with financial security. It's typically the lower income that participate in this behavior because it's free. Having kids, or at least the act of sex, is free. You can do that. You do that often when you're bored. So having a man come in and men look at that and say, absolutely not, right? By the thrum of the pop. Yeah, we don't want any parts of that. And you cannot get away from, and as much as you try to shame and guilt men into believing that this is fine, they're always going to say economically, they understand the consequence of this. They understand how wild this scenario is. And again, when you start by lying, you're telling me you, at some point in level, you understand this. This is fact. Now, to give her credit to say something nice. You look great for a mom of 7. Fantastic, right? In that scenario, great for you. Kudos to you. That's still not enough. Even if those men saw you and said that, oh wow, she's gorgeous, she's pretty, which I'm doubting they said, but even if they believe that, you haven't suffocated change of the calculations. It's not unfair to say that. I think you have to give men the same total autonomy to say that's not what they want. It's not something that we're very much used to hearing in our society today, that men have opinions, men have desires, men have ambition, men have a say in what they want to spend their life with, especially where they want to spend their money. Now we know the common retorts, the common refrains that he's DL, he should get a boyfriend if he's no. Men are allowed to have opinions, and men have strong opinions with women with 7 children. I don't find a fault. I don't find a way that you can try to now turn around and celebrate that you're an adult, that you do adult things, therefore nothing. Doesn't matter. Congratulations, you're an adult, but you have 7 kids, and men don't want to attach themselves to a ship like that, which is more than likely probably sinking. But listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. If you think 7 kids is fine, it's all good, it's all gravy. I'm very interested in your opinion on that. If you see other videos on the screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. Of course, if you listen to my voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. We're just trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.